Good morning. Thank you for joining. It's a very peaceful Thursday morning. So I thought we would do something to just create more peace and opening in our bodies. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and settle in to your root chakra. Some of you prefer to go to your tailbone. That's fine. Giving your back a nice little arch, letting your belly drop. Just relax. And do a little ujjayi breathing here. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling deeply through the nose. And as you continue with your ujjayi breathing, just run your energy through your body. Nice, easy thoughts. Maybe do a little bit of mindful meditation, following your thoughts and seeing where they take you as you settle down to the practice. And then as usual, I like to run the chakras quickly. So let's begin at the root. I identify it with being the soft palate in between my girl parts and my back end. I'll have to figure out the name for that. Just run that down because we all have that lovely little soft palate there. And run your energy down. Maybe it's a pretty silver ribbon, maybe it's a gold chain. And run it down and wrap it around the floor. I'm not going to do much spinning today. And go ahead and take that energy into your tailbone and bring it up. 3 fingers below your belly button. Into your sacral center. Just take it back a little bit and then drop it down just a tinge. Continue with your ujjayi breathing. And just connect to the water. Hopefully you can hear the water fountain behind me. We're going to go ahead and go back into the tailbone here, into your spinal column. Maybe it's a hollow reed, maybe it's a hollow bone, maybe it's a fluorescent tube, doesn't matter. Run your energy up into your solar plexus where your rib cage meets. Connect with the fire. This chakra helps us with inertia. You're feeling a little depressed? Use this chakra. Get yourself up dancing, doing yoga, going for a walk, whatever. Connect here. And let's go ahead and run it back in and move it up to our heart, opening our heart. Ujjayi breathing. Good. We all know how to work with our heart. It's also really important to keep them open when we're hurting, because if we allow that pain in, then it can pass through and we can release it. We're so open-hearted when we're in joy. When we're in pain, we're vulnerable, we hurt, we close down, we defend. No need for defense. It's all about love. Go ahead and take it up into the throat. Many of us who have big hearts don't speak our truth. I always appreciate when somebody speaks their truth to me right away. It shocks me a little. I admire that and I aspire towards it. Just running your energy into your throat chakra and knowing that it's not only about speaking your truth, but it's also about hearing others and what they're saying. Take that energy back, run it up into your third eye, and then take it back into the middle. I always get the pituitary and the pineal mixed up. I think it's the pituitary. Ujjayi breathing. Let's play here for a minute. Because when we're doing yoga, we're in our body. We're with ourselves. It gives us the opportunity to listen and open up our intuition in a safe and sacred place. Just take a moment and run your energy just in the space you're at, maybe as far out as your aura goes. Nice and sweet. Let's go ahead and take it up to the crown of our head, connection with all that is. Creator, source, God, goddess, Ra. All that is. Take a moment to connect there, because you are part of this divinity. We all are. Ujjayi breathing. Nice and slowly, we're going to drop it back down into the third eye, especially after you've been connecting. Let's spend a minute here bringing source into your intuition. This is where we carry our professional wisdom too. Dropping it down to your throat. Your heart. Your belly. Your sacral region. And remember, with this region here, sacral is very similar to sacred. Same Latin root that means holy. And then down into the earth, connecting once again. And as you're ready, gently open your eyes. Now, you can either choose to go down onto a deep seat, onto the floor. I'm going to stay up and do some deep twists. So I'm going to use my blocks. You just throw a pillow under or something else if you'd like. Take a moment and get your block. And your strap. And just let them support you. Feel how good this feels. We're going to be doing a lot of stretching and a lot of opening today. So allowing for this nice support here feels really good. Just breathe here for another moment. I'm giving everybody a chance to get whatever they may need to get back into this position. And place your hands on your knees. We're going to do cat-cow seated. So inhale forward, lifting your chin up. And exhale back, Going deeply into that stretch, using your hands to support your body. As you go through this movement, feeling very supported. If you want to release a little noise or a harder breath, keep it soft. This morning we're going to be doing just a little bit more feminine work. Doesn't mean it's not for the guys. It is. It's just a little bit softer than what I usually offer. Not as much physical activity. And then when you've done the same amount of cat-cows, you just go ahead and we'll meet in the middle. And then you can take your right leg and bring it over your left. Just a nice, sweet little stretch. And you can either leave the blocks or not, yogi's choice. And just kind of come into this nice little seated position here. And just try to keep your tailbone centered and each side of your back side connected. Feel the bones connecting. And then just sit up straight. And then take right hand and bring it behind you. Keeping your left hand on your knee. And very gently just turn and look towards the back. And then go ahead and come forward. Once again, just sitting here for a minute. Take a nice ujjayi breath. And we're going to go ahead and lift the other arm. And go ahead and swing it this way as well, taking it around. This stretch is going to be a lot deeper. And then we'll bring it back. Another deep breath here and release. And take it back into your seated position, switching the legs, doing the other side. Take your time getting settled. Getting everything where you want it. And once again, lifting that opposite hand and doing a nice gentle turn and taking it back. You don't have to go very far. Something interesting, go ahead and bring it forward. Get yourself centered. Something interesting that I learned is that men cannot turn around and look behind them. They have to turn their whole bodies this way to see behind them. I did not know that. Go ahead and take the other side. Do a nice stretch here. Breathe deeply and release. And go ahead and face the front again. And then dropping everything away. We're going to start doing really, really gentle stretches from here. You can either remain in the seated position or bring your feet out in front of you, whatever feels more comfortable. Just breathe. If you have a strap, go ahead and grab it. We're not going to use it very much today, but I just want to do a little bit of arm opening. just to incorporate. So go ahead and bring your strap down and around. Just do that 2 or 3 times, just to get everything nice and open. Waking your arms up a little bit. You should have your muscles flexed while you're doing this. Just opening everything up, nice and easy. And go ahead and bring the strap in front of you. You don't need to turn around. You stay where you're at in whatever position you like. And you want to go ahead and take your strap above your head. And then drop the right hand and bring it under you and behind as you bend the left. Reach your hand up as well as you can. And just do a nice little shoulder stretch here. Straighten your spine. Reach a little closer. Some people can actually touch their hands. Most of us can't. And let's go ahead and just do a nice little stretch out from here one more time. And then lift it back up. And do the opposite side. Working your hands and your fingers up the strap. You may notice that one side feels better than the other. You can get a little closer. Elbows should be pointing in opposite direction if you can. And then just release. And let the strap go. And maybe we can do something with that later, depending on how much time we have. It'd be nice to do some more stretching with that. Now, just relax for a minute. Getting everything ready to do what we're going to ask. Just going to walk your fingertips forward just as far as you can and stop. Take an inhale and then drop yourself down a little bit. See if you can go a little farther and stop on your inhale. And continue to take it down as far as you can go. Just a nice little stretch for the lower back, waking it up. And then a little farther. And when you've gotten as far as feels good, because it's early, we're not going to go as deep as normal. Then just go ahead and drop your head and rest and feel that nice little stretch, not only in the back of your knees, the tendons behind your knees, but also in your neck and down your upper spine in between the shoulder blades, especially because we just opened those up a little bit. Yeah. And then just go ahead and walk it back up and breathe. Do a little head roll, and then go the opposite way. And we're just going to take a moment, drop your chin, lift it up, exhale the right ear to the right shoulder. Don't move anything, just stay relaxed. Back on your exhale, and up. And then the other shoulder and back up. Drop your chin again. This time coming up and dropping to the opposite shoulder. Just feel the yummy stretch in your neck. A lot of us are reading a lot right now. This helps. Helps with all that bunched up energy. Nice deep breath here. Okay, then go ahead and open your right leg out. And you can bring your left leg like this, or if it's more comfortable for you to open that out as well, please feel free to do that. And tuck it in as high as you can. Point your fingers to the ceiling. There we go. Or point your toes to the ceiling. Then go ahead and lift up your left arm. And having a hold of something, or at least supporting yourself in some way. I like to have my elbow on my knee. Just bring it over, not very far. We're just doing a little bit, actually, ribcage opening. And if this bothers your neck in any way, look down. Just keep it nice and open. And then bring that left arm to the floor and just take a nice little soft bend. Remember, we're not going to be able to do very much. It's too early. We'll be able to do a lot at the end. Just drop down. Walk it forward. Take it a little deeper. And breathe. And then inhale, coming up nice and slow and easy. Just take a moment for a breath, some deep stretching. And switch sides. Pointing the toes up. Turning the trunk of your body. Laying that arm on the thigh or along the side, depending on what you need. Inhale your right arm up and exhale over sideways. And open. Just bringing in the peace, the tranquility of the air. Air is, pardon me, I didn't follow that with the chakras. Air is the heart and the throat. Okay, and go ahead and take your hands on either side of your body and walk it down. Stopping as you inhale. And exhale to go a little further if you'd like. And then again, drop your head when you've gone as far as you feel you can. And we're going to go ahead and open back up. And take our legs out wide. Again, try to remember to point your toes. It's tempting for us to go like this. Try to remember to point your toes towards the ceiling. Get back onto your sit bone. That place we go to meditate. Straighten your spine. Bring your hands in front of you. And just begin to walk them forward. Not quite set up right. There we go. Okay, good. Stop in here. This is a big stretch for me this morning. We're going to visit these stretches after we get warmed up and moved around. Take it a little deeper if you can. Dropping that head, feeling that extra stretch. And then slowly walk your way up. And bring your feet into cobbler's pose. And again, just sit here and relax. Opening, opening, opening. If that doesn't feel good, take the blocks, take your pillows and put them under. I just want to keep you here just for a moment. Feel the peace in your body. You just opened up a whole bunch of stuff, especially in the sacral region. So just let that all settle. Feel how good it feels. Have your blocks ready, your soup cans, your, I don't know, paint buckets. And if you don't have that stuff, maybe you can be by a chair or a couch or something like that. Let's go ahead and do a couple cat-cows, just because it'll feel good. Make sure your knees are directly under your spine. Doing some nice soft spinal stretching here. And then go ahead and meet in tabletop. Tuck your toes, take yourself down to downward dog. And we've done quite a bit of stretching in the back of our legs. Go ahead and come up high on your toes and drop down. And I want to wake the arms up a little bit and get them ready to support our pelvic area later on when we move into some deeper stretching. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Go ahead and take a hand held forward. Exhale into plank. Inhale your belly, lift your butt up, straighten your back, shine your crown, shine your feet, and hold. Exhale, downward dog, and breathe, rest. Inhale, look to the front of the mat, exhale, and hold. You can do it, keep holding. Then exhale slowly down to the mat, untucking your toes, letting your chin rest. Bring your arms close and inhale them up. And then exhale just a bit. Then instead of going back into plank, we're just going to go back up into tabletop. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale your right leg high and open. Just open the hip. Inhale your right leg high and exhale into a low lunge. Dropping back, untuck your toes. Inhale up into crescent. And let's take a nice twist here. If you have trouble holding this pose, or if you want more difficulty, go ahead and go up on your left foot. Or if you are having trouble holding this pose, look down at your toe, your big toe. That'll help you to hold this. Look back. You want more difficulty. Go ahead and drop both hands to the mat on the inside of the foot. And then take your right arm and bring it up. Again for a nice opening. Hands should be at 6 and 12. Just feel the balance in your body. Exhale the hand down once again. And we're going to do lizard or heart opener, whichever one you like. You can slide back on your knee or bring yourself forward. Up to you. Might want to have your feet straight. I like 10 or 11. And drop. You can either Come up for a nice stretch. Again, we're opening the psoas area. Open your heart. Snap, crackle, pop. And releasing it if you have a hold of your back leg. If you're in lizard, go ahead and take this time to bring yourself up. Heel toe the foot in. Grab your blocks, your paint cans, your pillows. Or maybe you just need to use your hands. It's preferable for what we're doing today to have something to get you to start opening up, because we're going to go real deep here in a little while. So if you can do that, that would be really good. Your front toe should be up. You should have a lot of weight supporting your hip, your pelvic area. And just feel that yummy stretch. And then exhale and bringing that foot through, back into tabletop. Stacking everything where we want it, getting ready for downward dog. And then exhale as you go there. And you might want to bicycle your feet, or you might be ready to put your heels down on the mat. Connecting your feet, feeling your ears in alignment with your arms and looking down at the mat. Inhale, go high up on the toes. Exhale, come down. Go ahead, inhale, look forward. Walking forward just a bit. And exhale into plank and hold. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale, look forward, taking your second plank and hold. We're going to hold for 3 breaths. And then slowly exhale to the mat. And this time, let's inhale for a high cone. And then we'll just meet in downward dog. I'll give you a minute in case you want a little extra time to stretch that lower back in your high cobra. And then from downward dog, lift your left leg high and open. We don't realize how much we keep our pelvic region closed. Inhale back into 3-legged dog. And exhale through to low lunge. Dropping that knee, untucking the back toe. And inhale up into prayer. Take a breath here. One more inhale. And then exhale for a nice stretch. And since I missed the first one, go ahead and take your right arm down to the mat. And let's get this in so we're even on both sides. That's my bad. Just open. And then exhale, both hands to the mat, heel toe out, bringing it forward or the other leg back. And then walk it down either to lizard, down on your elbows, or bring yourself up for that heart opener. And the psoas opener, they're both so connected, those two chakras are so connected. Makes sense, it's how we procreate with our hearts and our sacral region. If you have a hold of your back foot, go ahead and let go. And heel toe it back in. Grabbing your blocks. Making sure you're nice and steady. Able to catch your weight as you slide down. And breathe. Smile, relax your face. Your body can do this, that's awesome. Notice the difference between one side or another. Go ahead and bring this back up. And then let's just drop down here just for a second instead of going into tabletop. Let's just take a quick break. You might want to do a child's pose, or maybe just being on your knees in a seated position is fine. Whatever works for you. We're going to just take a moment and rest. See if you can put as much energy into this resting pose as you put into your other poses. Go ahead and inhale, coming back up, taking your tabletop. You just breathe here for a minute. Just holding this pose for a moment. And then exhale down into your downward dog. And normally, when we do pigeon, we do it at the end of the practice. But because we're getting so much opening going, getting ready for the splits, I'm going to go ahead and inhale our right leg high. And exhale it through into pigeon, aligning the front leg as best you can, 45 degrees to the front of the mat. Then bring yourself up high, and you can take a block or a pillow in front of you if you want, because this is a resting pose, but it's really an opener. And go ahead and come on down. I'm going to tell you the story about Hanuman, half monkey, half god, who was a demigod and didn't know he was a demigod. So when Hanuman was little, he was swinging on a swing, and he saw the sun, and he thought it was a nice, ripe mango. So he was swinging on his swing, and he was thinking, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to get that mango. And just as he released the swing, his mother yelled, Hanuman, you can't do that. You will fall. And he did. So whenever you see a statue, a Hindu statue of him, you'll see him with a broken jaw. He fell into the earth and broke his jaw. And years later, he served Ra. And Ra ruled the kingdom, and Hanuman was his most faithful servant. Let's go ahead and come on up nice and slow. giving your back a real sweet little stretch, leaning back, taking your hands flat to the surface, tuck that back left foot up. You're going to inhale into a three-legged dog and exhale into downward dog. And Ra's wife got kidnapped and taken over the ocean to another continent. Breathe here. Just letting everything fall back into place. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale all the way through for another nice deep stretch. Again, as best you can, aligning so that you don't hurt your knee. Go ahead and come up nice and high, untuck the back toe, and drop yourself down. So the king said, Hanuman, my bride's been kidnapped and taken across the ocean. I need you to go get her. And Hanuman was like, Your Majesty, I am your faithful servant. You know I will bring her back to you. And he began to run. And this time, instead of going to that sweet mango of a sun, he just jumped across the ocean by doing the split. He landed on the other side. He snapped up the queen. He found a way to get her back across the ocean with him, finding passage on a ship, but it took a while. And when he got back, the king said, Hanuman, thank you. Let's go ahead and come up onto our hands nice and high for bringing me back my wife, but you had her a long time. Were you faithful to me? Tuck that back toe, get yourself ready to come back into a three-legged dog. Exhale, come on down. And just bicycle your feet a little bit. And take a minute to just drop down onto your heels or your lower kneecaps. And just stay here for a minute. I'm going to switch my mat around while you stay here. So Hanuman, of course, was devastated that his king would think that of him, for he loved both his king and his queen. And he said, Your Majesty, I would never, ever do anything unfaithful or disloyal to you. And to prove it, he reached back and he pulled his heart open. And the king saw that Hanuman's heart was true. So whenever we do the splits, we honor Hanuman and his loyalty and his faith in himself for jumping across that ocean, even after, as a child, being told he couldn't. We've all experienced that, right? So go ahead, have your blocks and your blankets. And I want you to go ahead and have your blanket nice and folded up like mine is. And I have it right along the side of my mat. And I'm starting from way back, and then I'm going to move my knees all the way over so that I'm right beside the blanket. And then I'm going to have my blocks very, very ready for me. And they're going to be way off to the side because that's where you're going to end up being. Then go ahead and lift that foot, put it on the blanket, but bring your knee in. And then go ahead and pick yourself up, putting the weight on the knee. And very, very slowly, with your blocks supporting your body, bring yourself forward, lifting that front toe up and drop into the splits. And just feel that delicious stretch, even after warming up. And breathe, but make sure you're really, my arms are shaking. Make sure, and I may even come up a little bit, just to give my pelvic region better support. My body just asked for that. Not as deep this morning. Feel all that lovely, delicious, open yumminess. Breathing through this. And forever, Hanuman supported the king. And forever, the king, most faithful servant of Hanuman. Let's go ahead and come up on to our back knee. Take your time. Do anything you need to do to support yourself. Nice and easy. And then we're just going to go back to the middle and take a break, because that's a big opening. I admit to you, I cheated. I went to the ocean yesterday and did some splits while I was in the water. Opening up just a little bit. And just breathe. Now let everything close and go back where it belongs. Tuck yourself in closely. Give yourself some love, deep love. This is the kind of movement that sometimes creates tears. That's okay. I've seen it happen in a yoga class. I've done it in a yoga class. Just like, man, we're moving those issues through our tissues. Whew. Some serious business. Okay, let's go ahead and come over to this other side. Bringing this leg all the way over, getting your blocks ready where you know you're going to want them to get started or wherever. Lift up that back foot. Make sure this knee is all the way to where the blanket is. I'm actually going to come back a little. Get myself in a little better position to start. And then I'll begin my stretch. Look right now where my knee is, how close I am to, I'm actually a little bit on the floor. Go ahead and bring it forward. Take the toe up. And then drop it down. And hold. Feeling the sweetness of this. Drop a little deeper if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Just hold it and breathe through the tightness in the back of your leg. Breathe through it. Run the energy. Relax your face. You're beautiful. And then go ahead and come on up. Walking it back. And take yourself back to the middle. I had some emotion in that one. Whew. Then go ahead and just rest here for a minute, coming back into yourself. Today's class is a little bit shorter because we didn't get into that deep energetic work. We just did some opening and twisting and stretching. I want to finish going in that same way. But I'm not going to ask you to do any more openings. We're just going to kind of close things up. So go ahead and drop onto your back as best you can, just swinging your legs around. Coming on nice and low. Grab a nice big pillow or a bolster. Let me get everything else out of the way. Less distraction. Go ahead and just take a couple of deep breaths here and then bring your feet up so that you have a nice little triangle going from your feet to your knees to your hips. They should all be in alignment. Now walk your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Straighten your toes and drop your knees in. and feel all the opening that you just did closing so that you can protect yourself as you move out into the world. Take your hands, palms up 45 degrees, and just breathe. We can do some ujjayi breathing here. Just being in the peace and serenity of what we just allowed ourselves to do for our body. Then go ahead and walk your toes in. Bring up one knee at a time, doesn't matter which one. And just give it a nice hug. Drop it back down, grabbing the other knee for a nice hug. Dropping it back down. Now, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Straighten that leg if you can. If you can't, this is okay. If you don't want to have a straight leg after all the stretching we just did, that's fine. We're just giving a little bit more love to the back side where our glutes are. Letting those muscles stretch long so they're beautiful. And you can have your legs up, and some people can't do just this. Maybe your arms are long, so you take it this way. This is actually correct. I just have short arms and big legs, so I do it this way. And some people do it this way. That's fine. Whatever works. Go ahead and release that leg and drop it down. Take a breath. The wonderful thing about yoga is there's so many modifications, and the more we do it, the more we learn. And then the more comfortable we feel just doing our own thing. And sometimes when you go to a really good teacher, they'll tweak you. They'll say, you should be doing it this way. Part of learning. Go ahead and take your left ankle over the right. But go ahead and do what makes your body feel good, because it's the guru. I'm just giving suggestions. Pull it in. Again, getting that nice, delicious stretch. And release, dropping that down. And we're going to go ahead and turn over onto your right side, grabbing a pillow or a bolster, and just bring it under an ear and take a fetal position, because all that opening is really emotional. Eyes closed or softly open, it doesn't matter. Just let everything rest. You're giving yourself some love right now. You don't self-soothe. Who's going to do it? Right? All this vulnerable work we just did. Go ahead and come on and just flip over to the other side. I don't want to show you my back side, so I'm going to get up and move a bit. Make yourself nice and cozy. hope you guys can hear the wind chimes and the water fountain. The breeze is lovely. Okay, and then from here, can either come into a fish pose or savasana. Either one. I'm going to do fish. It's the last pose of the day. Go ahead and bring your blanket or your pillow. If you're going to do fish pose, it's just going to be a real gentle little one. And bring it on down. And open and rest. Closing your eyes. Take your feet to the edges of your mat. Let them open. Relax your calves. Your knees, your thighs, your pelvic region. Just let that all drop open. Focus on that lower part of your body and continue letting everything drop open. And now moving up your torso. Let go of your thoughts about breathing. Your heart is already open. Disengage your throat, just relax it. Drop your jaw open. Relax your face. And in this peaceful place, with all the openings that we just did, remind yourself that you are beautiful. And then as you're ready, just begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, stretching your body, bringing your awareness back into your body, into the room. Maybe taking the morning stretch. That's the best. And then turning over onto your right side, tucking yourself once more into that fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed or softly open. We're just going to be here for a minute. Today's only an hour long, but just thank yourself, love yourself. Continue with that all day long. Maybe you'll be tempted to do a little stretch throughout the day. Take it. Your body's opened. And inhale, coming back up into a seated position. Eyes remain closed. Bringing your hands into prayer. Let's do a couple of Ujjayi breaths here again. And thank yourself for showing up on the mat. I thank you for showing up on the mat and allowing me to be your guide. Thanking all the guides that came before us, including our teachers, whether they be yoga teachers or whatever and however, mentors, we thank them. Anytime we do sacred practice, we thank. The divine in me sees, honors, and loves the divine in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all nice and open. Feeling good.